Yeah, we want to get that condo.
How you doing, Shane?
I do golf, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I probably should.
You have it. You have another.
Yeah.
Sunshine again. What's forecasted?
Yeah.
We get to we're residents now, it's a better understanding of where he's
My dad. That's pretty low stakes and pretty.
Acronym, shaman, now, it's a dress.
Oh, they're good. That's the right people. Yeah, that's fair. It's open to any area, so know anyone who like that. You could take one of those. Amazing fundraisers for the charity. So yeah, in Guatemala, we have families living in the mines. Hopefully, if I could remember the name of the village, I would tell you. But it is close. It's about 20 minutes drive.
For 16 years, we had
Yeah, things have changed there a lot, you know. They still have a lot of problems. You know, it's a relative. You know, stability is.
$49 garden hose.
Right. That's a good.
Yeah, so you came in, good to meet you. Yeah, so I guess.
I didn't know you were.
PowerPoint right?
It's there.
That's the show about halfway through my presentation.
Yeah, I'll get it set up when the time comes. Should be all right.
The sound, I'm gonna make sure you got great sound.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Should be coming from the.
All set. Thank you.
I mean, sure, that's a good thing. Today, we continue to. Oh, yeah. No, it's
You got all your parts. Well, we saw. Hanging out in the back there.
Great. I was just. They're for a wedding, actually. Yeah. Not far from. I've been there. Yeah.
My wife actually is from Charles.
Yes. Really amazing. Yes, there are.
I was gonna say, thank you very much. Yeah, you test it. Thank you. I'm using the real equipment this time, so be careful. Let's get started. Welcome to the 22nd meeting of the 51st year of our Rotary Club. I'm Joe Patchen. I'm the president this year of the Dublin Worthington Rotary Club. Welcome to our guests.
The microphone's not working, or your mouth makes me close.
I'll just be louder. Okay, that works. Thank you. Al Wu, would you please lead us in the invocation and then pledge of allegiance?
Sure. Mr. Bow your heads with me. Father, we are grateful for the blessings of the coming summer, sunshine, fresh air, the chance to connect with friends and colleagues. Thank you for the many opportunities Rotary has given us, the lives we have touched, and the lessons we have learned. May this season of renewal inspire us to further renew our own commitment to service, compassion, and unity. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Emily and Chuck Taylor will tag team the introduction of our many guests. If you will.
Thanks, Joe. So we have several guests here with us today. Our first guest is Drew from the Tri-Village Rotary Club. Welcome. And then, I don't think I did anything, but this is working much better. We have several Interact students with us today, and I'll let our front row introduce them later. And then I have a couple of guests with me today. I have Ashley Barrientos, who is a Cristo Rey High School student that's been interning with People's Bank over the last 2 years. And then we also have Sylvia with us today, who is handling her food. But she is going to be interning with People's Bank this summer, and she is a OSU student. And that's all.
Thank you, Emily. And please come on up if you have other announcements to put forth. I know you're the closest, Drew. You can come over here and do yours.
Do I take the mic?
You may.
All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm with Tri-Village Rotary, which is Upper Arlington, Grandview, and Marble Cliff. You might have seen on your tables, I put a flyer there. We are having a golf outing in a couple weeks down at Pinnacle Golf Club in Grove City. Anyone is welcome to sign up as a golfer, whether you're a Rotarian or a friend of a Rotarian family. Anything is great. It's a great event. We have it every year. And, we have plenty of opportunities to play golf or sponsor or both. So please, the website is on the flyer, as well as a QR code if that's easier for you. And yeah, we hope to see you there, or at least let some people who love to golf know that it's going on. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And you're got to do that because it's my colleague at the law firm, and otherwise, you have to pay. So thank you. Alan, do you want to step up for your sergeantly duties, or how do we want to sequence that? Come on up. While we're doing that, let me say, if you've got a chance to go to the Rotary after hours yesterday, that was a lot of fun. Christy sent around a little notice to everybody, or we'll be doing so soon, to let you know how you may want to give a donation to the nice folks who are our hosts last night. I know that was really interesting to me to learn more about them. That was a lot of fun. Wow, don't trip.
Go.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Really wow. Anybody happy I did have a piano lesson this morning or what? But I don't think I'm ready. Anybody got happy dollars today? Alan, we're happy that you're here.
Thank you. Well, I am exceedingly happy to put in $6. That's a dime for 60 years of marriage to my wife Louise. So next week. So
All right, how do you top that one? Who else? Yes, sir.
As today's greeter and a newbie, I appreciate you guys all coming, and gals, coming in single file so I didn't have to do double hand greeting.
So not a two-fisted grader.
That's
Okay,
right.
We'll put that in the memo board. Yes, Tim. I'm ready. It's not point seven time.
Everybody carrying around the bucket.
Oh, right, the bucket. Oh, thanks, John.
Okay.
I have a happy dollar.
Thanks,
Nick's got a happy dollar. And John is making me happy.
And his wife were on medical mission to Ghana in Africa for a week. He was doing a lot of surgeries. They have a problem. Their diets are not iodine proper, and so they do a lot of goiter surgeries, and that's what he was doing. And plus a few hernias or whatever. Wow.
Terrific, thank you.
So.
All right. Go for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here you go.
$5. We're glad to be back. Got back and flew in at 1 o'clock last night or yesterday morning. And glad to be here today.
We're glad you're here.
That's so big.
He's sleeping. He's tired.
I'm sensitive.
He's tired. His arms, think about it. Jerry?
Well, I'm putting in $5 today because, one, we did have a really good time last night. And, it would be worthy of you to, make a donation to the gallery. They do a good job for all of Worthington, but I'm really putting in $5 because today I'm gonna be peddling stuff for you to buy. And of course, I have to pay to do that, so I will.
Okay.
And on top of that, last night I sold all the tickets for the raffle. $170 worth. We had a big turnout. It was nice. 31 people showed up. And we raised a lot of money and then I won the pot.
Well done. Only $5.
Such a sad story.
Well, yeah.
It happens so often.
Oh, he takes good care. I'm sure he'll donate something, Mike. I'm sure he'll donate something to the foundation, probably. Who else is happy? Jeff?
I'm happy that despite all my Rotary transgressions through the years, I still don't have to wear a purple Rotary shirt.
No, I kind of like the purple shirt. Yes, that's it, that's
I'm not
it.
sure this is happy, but our club has never been like recognized as a younger club. But when our greeter greeted the people coming in, when Chuck Taylor greeted, he introduced himself to Emily, our incoming president, thinking that she was a part of Rose group. So I think we are a young club then, right?
We'll talk about that, Rich.
Yes. I'll put in $2 for our club because we passed our goal already for the foundation.
Fantastic.
13,500. That is more than happy about.
All right,
And another 2,500 for Polio Plus. So
awesome. That was gonna be my next comment. Thank you. Okay, so, as you know, I love pins. If you're not wearing a Rotary pin today, please be sure to put $1 in. Or if you have a shirt or a tie or underwear that says Rotary, I'm happy with that. Okay. If you are not one of the 31 people that had the rah-rah last night, raise your hand. Show everybody you didn't get there and pull $1 out your pocket and put that in Steve's. Remember, there's a $50 limit. Okay. Who here,
Where are the Rotary underwear?
and the national convention.
Okay.
International convention.
You want to sell them?
By a show of hands, who here has ever rescued a dog? Raise your hand. Okay. If you have not ever rescued a dog, please put $1 in, because today happens to be National Rescue Dog Day. I don't mean search and rescue dogs like mine, but rescued dogs day. So that's cool. Did anybody today eat strawberries so far? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Fantastic. Everybody else gets to put in $1 because today's National Pick Strawberries Day. Yeah. Okay, so, anybody still got cable TV, you know, Comcast, Time Warner, or whatever companies are still left? Raise your hand.
are you talking about how we're receiving or
How you get it, right? Are you still wired? You know, your wire thing is connected to the cable and that's how you watch the TV, you know, the guide and all that. All right. So if your hand is up for that, throw $1 in, because today is National Streaming Day. Oh, yeah.
Is that a good thing?
And, okay, are you ready for this one?
Probably not.
Okay, today is, pardon me, May is, let me know what May is, besides a month. It is,
Ladies' name.
it is National Older Americans Month. Hey, so, let me ask you this. Okay, who can tell me who and when this was established? when it was established, no dollars, if somebody can answer that question. 1976 by President Gerald Ford. Please, everybody put in $1 and enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, thank you.
Can't shut it off. We're gonna have to listen to something.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Jerry, if you want to come up and be so kind as to introduce our
We're
speaker.
not doing announcements.
Yeah.
We tried to do announcements and no one came up here, so if we have more announcements. Okay, fine. You missed the bus, but we can.
You missed us so quickly, no one heard it. He's probably talking to somebody.
I didn't think I was an announcement.
You're a program. She's an event. That's right.
I guess. So, good afternoon, everybody. So it is my distinct pleasure and honor today to recognize and introduce you to our Worthington Kilbourne Interact students. We have 4 of them here with us today. Our incoming president for next year, Rachel Dakin, and 3 of our club officers who will be sadly, happy for them, but sad for me, graduating on Sunday, who are here with us today. And I have a little gift for each of them from all of you and from the club in recognition of their time and dedication to Interact. The gals, will you come up for just a minute and just kind of stand over here for me? So Mia, this is Isa Haig. She's one of the co-presidents, along with Mia Manny. And then we have Aya Ahmed, and she's our vice president. And then Rachel will be president coming in the fall. So the 3 gals that are graduating have been with Interact at Kilbourne for 3 years. They served as co-presidents, their sophomore, junior, and now their senior year. And I'll let them tell you a little bit about what they've done, but you all know, you've seen them come to our meetings over the past few years, and you've seen some of the amazing service projects they do, and they've been very dedicated and very loyal, and I wanted to recognize them today, and like I said, I have a little gift and something for them, so please help me in recognizing them with a little round of applause. What you're doing, the graduation and.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you to you all again. We've had so much support from the Rotary the past 3 years, and we're so grateful. Again, my name's Isa. I'm going to be attending the Ohio State University this fall and majoring in health sciences.
Yes, same as Isa just said, it's been such an honor to get to work with you all and to get to be a part of this program. It's really great to get to serve the community and have a way to help show our peers different ways to help the community. I'm also attending OSU. I'm going in undecided in the exploratory program.
Hi, everybody. Thank you guys all so much. My name is Aya, as I mentioned, and I'm going to Northwestern University to study global health. I'm Rachel Deacon, and I will be the incoming president in my senior year. So excited to work with you all over the next course of the year.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
All my life, and I'm a kid football guy.
I'm going to say it must be a good like that. Where's the future?
Oh, electric engineering. Wow.
That's a tough act to follow.
Well, we don't need to worry about the next generation anyway. The one after that, you guys are in charge of. Our speaker today is Eric Nesda. You might know Eric because he's visited here a couple times, and I've been trying to get him to join our club, but so far he doesn't know what good's for him. But you also might have seen him on television because he has a very successful TV show, Songs at the Center. He's a singer-songwriter. He's a producer. He's an author. He's a thinker. And he's a friend of mine. Do not hold that against him. Today, he's going to talk about what he's been doing. And one of the things that he's been doing is authoring a book, which is for sale for you today. It is normally $24.95. But Eric has graciously said he would autograph your book for only $24.95. So those will be available to you on your way out. And if you don't want to do that today, you can do that tomorrow at the MAC, because he will be launching his book. So he'll be there in the evening. You can get your tickets at the MAC. And he'll be interviewed by Ann Fisher. He'll be reading passages from his book. And you will be hearing not only him singing some of the songs that he has written, but you'll also hear the best violinist in the world, literally. So don't miss that. And with that, please welcome Eric Nesda.
Graduate of Worthington High School.
When there was only one.
Well, Eric, I'm sorry, I would have introduced him the way he wrote it all down, but it was so much lies. I just couldn't, that's, is it the truth?
Thanks for cutting into my time, Jerry. Anyway, I cannot tell you what a pleasure and honor it is to be here today, and I cannot think of a more special group and relevant group to be in front of, because what I'm going to talk about is service among each other and how we make things happen. And whether we're in a group like this, or whether we're in business, or whatever our field is, if our focus is service to others, we win. And so I'm really glad to be with you all. I want to start off by telling our students that I know you're not going to believe this right now, but you're sitting there, the world's in front of you and all this, but you're going to blink and you're going to be our age. So that's probably something you won't hear Sunday, but welcome to the world. So when Jerry asked me to speak today, he said, talk about how you put the TV show together. And as I thought about it, I realized that it was something that was not something that I did. It's something that happened from hard work and, of course, serendipity. It's that old thing about the harder I work, the luckier I found myself. But the idea started, I was playing in Nashville. I've played the Bluebird Cafe probably 40 times. And I was down there doing some investigation about what I wanted to do next. And there was a composer from Columbus. We were sitting at a Starbucks outside of Vanderbilt. And he looked at me and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I don't know where this came from, because it was 10 years before the show even started. But I said, "I think I can see myself on PBS." And he looked at me, and forgive me for pointing, but he said, "Don't ever forget that." And that was one of those things that I kind of did forget until I got into the show and thought, that was an important moment for me, and how true it is that, and that was the one time I only met him. We probably met for 20, 30 minutes. His name was Steve Bashaw. I haven't heard or seen him since. But how true it is that when we are there for somebody else, we can often help them and they not even know it. I guess I'm being too loud, so I gotta turn this down. Okay, how's that? Is that better, Jerry? Good. So in 2010, the MAC opened. In 2012, Natalie's opened in Worthington. And I was getting to the age where I had to make some decisions. And I went into Natalie's to talk to Charlie Jackson, and I said, I'd like to try something here. No one's ever been able to accomplish this in Worthington or in Ohio. But I'd like to bring the idea from Nashville of songwriter rounds, where we get 3 or 4 people on a stage and they trade songs. And he said, well, let's try it for a few weeks. 6 years later, it was still happening every 2 weeks. And I discovered 2 things. Number one was I was surprised at the number of people in the audience who said, this is so cool. How come that I haven't seen this before? But the other thing was that I discovered the joy of providing entertainment and songwriters for an audience. I'd always only been an entertainer. I'd never been a producer, never brought people together or anything. And that was an important moment. So I went to the MAC and I talked to Andy Heron there. And I said, I got a crazy idea. I said, I don't want anyone to know about it, but I want to try a TV show with songwriters. And he thought it was kind of cool. And then we talked to John Cook, the executive director at that time. And when it came time to call the songwriters, I didn't want to admit to any of them, hey, I'm putting together a TV show, because if the thing flopped and didn't go anywhere, you know, that makes me look foolish. So I just called some friends. I said, hey, come on over. I said, you know, the MAC's a really cool place to get some video. So we taped it. I had a 7-minute pilot. And another dose of serendipity appeared. I was interviewed that year by WOSU for their neighborhoods series that they do for all the neighborhoods, and they were doing Worthington. And the producer said to me, you know, I'm amazed that everybody in Worthington knows about the history of the city. But what's the future? And I said, well, I think it's songwriting and music. She said, what? I said, yeah, we're doing these songwriter rounds at Natalie's. We're doing them here at the MAC. Said, I've got a TV show. And she says, a TV show? She said, can you send me a pilot? Well, I opened my computer at that moment, showed her the 7-minute pilot, and her jaw dropped. And she said, get this to our programming director. And as kind of an aside, I got it to their program director, and as PBS, you know, works, it was months later before I heard anything. But the program director said, if you can get 13 episodes, we'll put it on the weekend. So we got the show on, and again, it's important to know, and I cannot emphasize this enough, that at every turn, I called on somebody else. That it was, you know, our videographer, strangely enough, lives in Worthington. Our lighting designer lives in Worthington. Our sound designer lives in Worthington. And as the thing kept rolling, I had to call in more people and get more people's advice. But about 3 weeks into the show airing locally, the program director says to me, would you mind if I send this to the syndicator? What's a syndicator? What do they do? You know, and so we said, no, of course not. We don't mind. So That following fall, we went to a PBS meeting and 165 stations signed up for it. And this was another goal that I wanted to reach, and that I wanted to make Columbus and Ohio a center for music. As Governor DeWine said, you know, Ohio is kind of says kind of vanilla. He said, there's nothing, people like it, but there's nothing that sets us apart. And he said, I think that a show like this might do that. So we went about putting the show together, and I went to school in everything. And I want to read a segment from my book that kind of explains how this happened.
Here we go.
Now, I was reaching an age where I'm starting to think about, retirement and all that. But says during the first few seasons, the amount of heavy lifting was overwhelming. My journalism background prepared me for writing our newsletter, using social media, promoting and emailing everyone relentlessly. I also served as an agent and went to school on grant writing, licensing, insurance, public television, fundraising, lighting, staging, the basics of TV production, plus other back office tasks that dominate every day. Wait a minute. I got into this for the music. I knew when the project started that there were tons of things I would have to learn, but despite my apprehensions, I was looking forward to it. And this next sentence is really important. My internship at WBNS TV years ago had taught me something I carried with me ever since. That for every person on stage or on camera, there are scores of people in the background working their tails off to make you look good, which is what this organization is about. Their jobs are largely invisible, but nothing would be happening were it not for those dedicated people. With songs at the center, I led a small team with limited contacts and a growing national product. I could only do my best, and I'd have to be at peace with that. Nevertheless, despite periodic reminders from our videographer, Alan, that it's not worth dying for, the show became my obsession. In the early years, the day after Christmas, I jumped out of bed, put on my boots, and scooted off to the bank. My mind crazy with endless of the end of the year chores for songs at the center. I ran into somebody I knew, carried on a 10-minute conversation, and took care of my banking business. It wasn't until I was returning to my car that I noticed my walk was out of whack. I looked down at my feet and saw that I was wearing two different boots. A brown LL Bean duck boot on my right foot and a black Echo Track 25 an inch higher on my left. I didn't know then that I was launching a fashion movement. A few months later, life demonstrated that extraordinary things can happen on most ordinary days. My Aunt Jessie had died and left me her 15-year-old Dodge Neon. Primarily for safety reasons, I let my girls drive my good car, so I took over the wheel of the Neon. On the way to my college teaching job, I kept thinking, nothing says success like being in your 50s and driving a hand-me-down Neon to an adjunct professorship. My phone rang. It was a number I didn't recognize, so I let it go. Moments later, I listened to the message. Hi, I'm calling for Eric. This is John Oates, the John Oates of Hall and Oates fame, calling to tell me that an agent, Steve Covert, was bringing him to Columbus and he was curious about appearing on my show. When I called him back, he was natural, normal, and respectful. You know, I've had my day in the sun. A couple days, actually, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member laughed, but now it's enough to be a good person and a good father. And that was my first experience with someone at that level. And when he came to town, we took him to the studio and interviewed him. He played some of his hits and some of his new stuff that he's written. But that was an important point because I realized that through serendipity and hard work, that anybody was possible to approach. And since that time, this video is from 2 years ago, but since that time, we've had some well-known artists. Steve is helping me with the sound here, so there you are. So do I just hit something or what?
Just hit play.
Oh, just hit play. Well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know about television or anything. So, oh, there's play. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
They hide it.
All right.
This kiss, unstoppable. This kiss. And my old man, Blue Valley. Watch out, boys, gonna chew you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a man till she's gone. Feel it, I can't feel it now. The love came in when the power went out. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. I've told her so, but you can't stop a woman when she's out of control. It isn't all it seems. It's 17. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Everything is beautiful in its own way. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, and know when to walk away, and know when to run. She cries so many ways. Oh, letting go won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel?
You're literally wearing my shirt. Yeah.
So will that disappear?
I can make this.
Okay. Thank you. So anyway, some of those faces might not be familiar. Some of them are, but probably all of the songs are familiar. And that's the point of our show, is that what's at the heart of songwriting? What brings these people to these great ideas? And if I can just tell you a little bit about two of those songwriters, or actually three, that made such an impact on me and even contributed to the idea of putting the show together. Tom Douglas, who wrote The House That Built Me, that was made famous by Miranda Lambert. I was at the Bluebird, and when I go to Nashville, I live at the Bluebird. It's the mecca of songwriting. But I was sitting there and I saw him with three other songwriters, and he's kind of holding court, talking to these songwriters about their songs and how they got the ideas and all this. And that was just, and this was years and years ago, but it was something that planted in my head that's kind of cool that, you know, a songwriter's talking to other songwriters. And so that was a contributing factor to the show. Another one was Mike Reed, and he wrote I Can't Make You Love Me. And many of you probably remember him as a football player when he was the 7th draft pick in the 1970 draft for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then he has that talent. And then he's got this incredible music talent. But years and years ago, I was at a songwriting workshop in Cincinnati, and a publisher came in and he had all these demos, and he played a demo of that song, "I Can't Make You Love Me," with Mike Reed. It was Mike Reed and his piano, and that's what Bonnie Raitt heard. That's what made her decide to do the song. But I listened to that song, and as much as I love Bonnie Raitt's version of that song, I think it was one of the best records of the 20th century. Still, when I hear the author of that song sing it, it goes deeper for me. There's something about it. There's an extra element. And I thought that that was important. That's what we try to bring about in our series. And then the third thing is, well, you know where the MAC is. And those of you who've lived here for a while know that at some point that used to be the one and only school building in the whole Worthington School District for grades 1 through 12. And the thing was built so well, they could never tear it down. So they kept finding uses for it. And when I was in high school, it was known as the Annex. Right, Jennifer? And all the classes that nobody either wanted to take or teach were in that building. Health, driver's ed, Well, I took a behavioral science classes in the room that's now the Bronwyn Theater. And I still remember the teacher. He was a great teacher, but I had a 10th grade mind, and my mind would wander, and where I'd wander is to song lyrics. And I would write down song lyrics of all the songwriters of the time. And Jackson Browne, Jim Croce, Janice Ian. And who would have thought that 40 some years later, I would have been on that stage sitting 6 feet from Janice Ian while she sang at 17. More serendipity. So, we've been so lucky to go on for 12 years now. And there's some people in this room that were very important in ways. One of them is Paul Sinkar. Paul introduced me to a gentleman by the name of Alec Whiteman. Remember that? Alec is a retired attorney, but he is also a music producer. He brings in top acts, and it was through Alec that I've made some of these contacts. John Bader has been a supporter in all kinds of ways, just financially from the proceeds of his book and getting us acts. And Jessica Willis, is that her name? Jessica Willis, yeah. She's an act that we went and saw a couple weeks ago. We're going to try to get on. And Jennifer is always supporting us and even does some of our 1099s you're used to. And Jerry and I have breakfast every month. And now he can't convince me to join Rotary, and I cannot convince him to pay every month. But you can. But anyway, I'm just showing you that the roots go very deep and they are widespread, and you never know how, what we do helps each other. So we've been on for 10 years. We're starting our 13th season. And I want to tell you that if you're interested in going to one of our tapings, they are not all at the MAC, but most of them are at the MAC. You can get on our website, which is songsatthecenter.tv, and you can sign up for our newsletter. You'll find out all the things that we're doing. So I guess to close, I want to sing a song that I wrote, I want to say in 1988, 1989. And it was a bit of serendipity. I was doing a show somewhere around the country, I don't remember where. And this woman came up to me afterwards and she said, I know this gentleman from Fremont, Ohio. He's putting together this Special Olympics type event. And I'm wondering if you write a song for it. I did. And 2 years later, the Special Olympics Ohio adopted it as their theme song. But this song is important to me, not only as a songwriter, but as a person, because it speaks to what I hope my life's about and what I know your life is about with the work you do with Rotary. And when I get done with the song, we'll have about 2 minutes for questions. But I want to thank you all so much for the invitation and for being such a great audience. And I also want to thank Jerry again for coming up with the title of my book. I was sitting there for months saying, I don't know what I'm going to call my book. And he said, you're thinking too hard. It's Stories at the Center. And I went, let me get back to you on that.
He's a stand-up comic.
We travel through this life on a rough and rocky path. Try to do the best with what we have. We've all got our dreams and things to overcome. We all want a chance at being number one, but everyone wins when we're holding on together. Everyone wins when we reach with all we have. We give ourselves to something that comes from deep within. Everyone wins. So we move along, not sure just where it is. We take a fall, then get up once again. We just never know when something we might do will knock somebody down or maybe pull them through. Everyone wins when we're holding on together. Everyone wins when we reach with all we have. When we give ourselves to something, that's when the love begins. And everyone wins. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Once again, songsatthecenter.tv. And as Jerry said, tomorrow night I'll be at the MAC. I'd love to see some of you come out. It's going to be a fun night. Arkady Gibbs, the violinist Jerry told you about, is absolutely unbelievable. He's just an amazing guy. And my friend Ann Fisher and I will be talking. So if you're free tomorrow night, come out. I'd love to see you. Any questions? Yes.
My top 3 questions are, how has the program evolved over the 13 seasons? Do you have a favorite episode, and where is it going? Where's the show going in the future?
Okay. Where's the wait, what was the first question? Evolution.
How has it evolved?
Oh, how has it evolved?
Do you have a favorite episode?
Okay. Well, it's evolved. We started off our first year, we were just a local show. We started off with local songwriters, but I was very happy that based on the talent that they showed, we got picked up. And once we got picked up nationally then, and especially the funding we get from the James, and that we got for a while from Jobs Ohio have been very important. And that funding helped us go to Nashville, get some great people. So it's just evolving step by step. Your second question.
Favorite episode?
Favorite, oh, I don't know. Probably Mike Reed. He's just fabulous. If that one starts airing, you might want to check that out. And
Where do you think the program, how's the program gonna go? What's your vision for?
well, that's an interesting question because I'm struggling with that right now. Because, you know, as we know, funding from PBS is getting cut. That has not thus far affected us because we're independently funded and we're just shown on PBS stations. But it has had a couple changes, and I was explaining at the table during lunch that a lot of stations have fired their program directors. And now they're getting programming from consultants. And of course, with a consultant, they either like you or they don't. So that has some effect on how many stations we have. Up to this point, we've been on over 420 stations.
Wow.
Yeah, but not at one time, but if you add them all together. So whenever someone says, how many stations are you on? Well, you know, cumulatively, we've been on 400, you know. So, yes, Jared.
Well, I just want to point out a couple things. First of all, you saw Janice Ian on there. Janice Ian does not do interviews. She just doesn't. But she did here. So just gives you an idea of Eric's interviewing skills, because that's where he really shines. You know, you can talk to somebody that's written songs. I talk to somebody all the time, but my interviewing skills are miserable. That's where Eric really shines, and why you see those kinds of folks on that show. Probably surprised some of you, because Worthington, you know. Secondly, this show has been on what will be 12 seasons. Just name me how many television series have been on for more than 10 years. Some of the best, supposedly, television is on for 7 or 8 years. That's a long time for a series.
Well, thank you, Jared, but we're still trying to get it right. No, thank you for those comments. I appreciate
I'll
them.
also say that he likes to not say that he's how many stations he's been on. Let me tell you that he's been on the major markets in the United States. New York. I think you did get Boston finally.
Yeah, LA, Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is not something that that's just local, because it's, as he used to say, across America.
Okay, one more question. Yeah, Jim.
You've talked a lot about serendipity and luck. But I hear behind that, there's a lot more to that than just plain luck.
Yeah.
And it's more than also yourself. There's a degree of humility in that.
Right. Well, and I mean, I think that's the key, is that, you know, as George Burns used to say, you know, it's all about sincerity. And once you can fake that, you've got it made. And that's kind of the way it is with humility. I mean, I work every day at being humble, but it's also a series of years and years and years of being in the business. I mean, I quit my job at age 25, you know, and started working for myself. So it's been years, and you know, I'm an entrepreneur, as most songwriters are. I don't really care about business, but I've had to learn how to be a good businessman if I want to do my art. And I think that's kind of a microcosm of the whole program. That's how it's led to that. But that's an incisive question. I appreciate that. Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Eric. Greatly appreciate it. And if you'll stick around so people can pester you after, we greatly appreciate that. Some of you are here just for the gambling. We know that. Charlie will now conduct our raffle.
Ace of spades is up to 1651. And the weekly is 80, and I think I'll have you pull our ticket, you'll honest. Just one. And the last four are.
4485.
Does anybody have that one? It's not mine.
I think it's yours,
Well, that would
Drew.
be me.
Oh,
This isn't the first time. I won 3 drawings in a row, not too long ago.
Put the other ticket.
Makes us feel so much better.
John.
and now the chance for the big pot. And somebody is not eligible for that anymore.
I'll ever pull again.
Yeah.
They give you.
4492.
That's not me either. It's
4492.
Jerry, then you.
Sherry's.
It is.
What's the number? 4492. Oh, yeah, that's me.
Don't worry, he's gonna show me the card, and I won't show him the card, no matter what happens, you're not winning, Jerry. What are these?
They just palmed the ace.
That's planned.
Jerry. We need it.
Go to Vegas.
Got the one.
Safe.
Good way.
All right. Jerry, I want you to listen particularly closely to the four-way test now. Of the things we think, say, and do, first, second, third, and fourth. Thank you, everyone. Please return your badges. We are adjourned.
Well, and I have this because I go to Sarasota and Clara and I wear it like crazy. Just to rub it in. Harry's gonna help me put everything away. I can do that. Yeah, I lost it, but I know it's here. And Drew. Yeah, if you need your bios. That's what I have. Oh, stole it. I know. She jumped the gun.
Got it. Good. We like your go-getter attitude.
And yours too.
You were very close. I was close to his album. I already watched some matches.
Yes. Joe, this yours?
I think it might be.
Yours?
It might be.
Oh, I'm sure they're good, but
And then the.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to get off. I probably know that.